Hi, how's it going? Resident of Collinwood here, and I'm here to review the movie The Third Man from 1949. And yes, this movie is old. Um, there's a lot to get to. Now, I'm going to get to where I spoil this movie, but before I do, I'm going to get into a lot of other things about it. It stars Joseph Cotton and Orson Welles, and now in this movie, they play best of friends. And for those two, it wasn't hard to do that because not only did they play lifelong friends in front of the camera a couple times, they were lifelong friends behind it, and their friendship maintained for years and years until the day they died. This was a friendship not affected by the Hollywood politics and the bullshit that went on. And that's what I really love about these two. I love watching these two work together or work separately. Um, I love their movies. I can't think of one film of theirs I just dislike. Um, and that's saying something for for me. Um, what I love about this movie is for them because this was the I think the fourth time they would be working together. I know they'd worked together three other times, so yeah, four. This story, you get Cotton and Wells together, and what I like about it is now they they take this movie and you hear the word location. Location makes films. Sometimes the location tells the story. I don't know why my hair does it, but the location makes the story, or tells it sometimes as much as the characters and actors involved. The actors playing the characters, I should say. And this movie, The Third Man, is definitely that movie where the location is telling you the story as much as the actors are who are playing the characters. This movie is made in 1949, and what they do is they not only set this in Germany, post World War II Germany, they film this in Germany, and I love that. Everything they film is in Germany. From the time Joseph Cotton's character arrives there and comes there, they are filming. And I love that. I love the backdrop because the backdrop of this story, the location of it, tells you the story as much as the story as the plot itself. The plot itself, in a sense, is this location. Really, when you go watch this movie, the location really is a part of the plot because it's not just the location. It's what's going on in this location and all the craziness that ensues and the fear of um, other things in this movie. And I'm gonna have to tell the story now of this movie because so for those who don't want to get to spoilers, stop here, because from here on out it's going to be spoilers. um, Joseph Cotton's character Holly Martin's is actually a novelist and a writer. And what happens is his friend Harry Lime asked him to come to Germany to work for him, and Holly Martins is all too reluctant to do it. He misses his friend. He wants to see his friend. Yeah, he's going there for a job, but he wants to go be with his friend and work with him. Why not? And the two have been lifelong friends in the movie, so why not go work for his friend? Holly Martins, who's played by Joseph Cotton, comes to Germany to find out that Harry Lime's been killed, and he's not going to leave until he finds out not only who did it, but why they did it. And along the way, he meets some interesting people. He meets the inspector, who is at first a dick to him. I mean, and really throughout the movie is somewhat of a dick to him as well. I shouldn't say it first. Throughout the movie, And but the funny thing is that the lieutenant who works under the lieutenant or sergeant, I forget what he is in military class. I believe I want to say lieutenant. Um, is a fan. What I love about this, the character is a fan of Holly Martin's books. I love that. I love that part in that movie where the guy who's working for the guy who's investigating the guy's friend is a fan of Holly Martin's books. That is awesome to me. I love that part. That's a story in itself in this movie as well. Um, and really, what Holly Martins is learning from the inspector, really the is that Harry Lime wasn't this good person. He was a cutthroat, and it pisses Holly Martins off. He thinks that the inspector is making this shit up, that his friend's being framed as something he's not. And that's also why Holly Martins chooses to stay. He wants to not only find his friend's murder, he wants to clear his friend. He thinks his friends might be innocent. He comes to find out not. That's not the case, and that the inspector shows him the proof. And also, Holly Martins meets Harry Lime's girlfriend, and I love the chemistry between not only Joseph Cotton and this girl, I forget her name, but I love the chemistry between who else she interacts with, because she interacts with the inspector as well. And she's actually a Czechoslovakian, a Russian girl who's there on illegal papers. Her papers are illegal because Harry Lime got her papers for her. What it is, again, Germany's the backdrop and it's post World War II. So Germany is divided by the wall, by the four sides of the wall. And this girl just wants to be free and be away from Russia. And she has the improper papers, what they call a forged papers, and so she's living there illegally. They don't seem to mind it, but the Russians do, and they want her back, and that's a part of this story too. There's a lot in this movie, and I love that for this. There's a lot of storytelling going on in this movie, a lot of characters you get interested in, and you have Joseph Cotton's character. Holly Martins, to me, the character of Martins, Joseph Cotton's character, is inspecting his friend's murder a lot more than what the police are. The police aren't concerned so much about his murder; they're more concerned about what he did when he was alive. So to me, Holly Martins is a character who more finds out the truth, who really gets to the truth as much as the cops do, even more so at times in this movie. And you want to talk about one of the greatest character entrances in a movie? This is top 3. This movie, if you watch this movie for no other reason, it is the entrance, and I'm about to spoil it. Again, if you didn't want to hear this, you should have left. Of Orson Welles' character, Harry Lime. The entrance of his character in this movie, go watch this, is great. And it's so good. I won't spoil how they enter him. I won't spoil that part. That part you should see. But how they do it is so damn cool to me. And I love that part of this movie. Obviously, I just gave away Harry Lime is alive. Orson Welles' character. And once, Joseph Cotton's character, Holly Martins, finds that out, he reports it to the police because by this time they've told him what's going on. And they at first think he's like drunk, because he is drunk. And then they see the underground sewer. And this is a part of, again, location. They not only film on top of Germany, you see the bombed buildings and all that shit, the debris. They film underneath it as well. And I love that. Again, the location of this movie, and I'm going to say it again, told this movie's story as much as the actors. And I promise you, if you go watch this, you will enjoy the hell out of it. Holly Martins ends up shooting his best friend, Harry Lime. Um, to me, Joseph Cotton and Orson Welles were a dynamic duo. They were Batman and Robin, man, and they were very good playing off each other in this movie. And even when they weren't working together, they did separate things that made them stand out. Um, One of the coldest scenes is when at the end of this movie. You guys ever see The Departed, where the woman walks away from Matt Damon and it's so cold? Go watch this movie because they took that from this. The woman walks away from Harry Lime, or not Harry Lime, Holly Martins at the end, after she knows he shot Harry Lime. One of the coldest walkaway scenes ever that a woman did to a man. Definitely, this is a 10 to me. This movie is a 10. Definitely go check out the 1949 movie, The Third Man. You guys have a great day. I'll be back in a couple of days with my review of Citizen Kane.